The Cooper family's vacation was supposed to be a rare win, a break from work stress, money worries, and the nonstop chaos that usually defines their lives. Instead, it turned into one of those trips that feels cursed from the moment it starts, all because Mandy confidently delivered a weather forecast that turned out to be completely wrong. What makes this situation so effective in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage isn't just that the vacation went badly, but what that failure reveals about the family, their expectations, and how pressure quietly builds when everyone assumes things will just work out. Mandy's false weathercast isn't framed as malicious or careless. In fact, that's what makes it so believable. She genuinely thought she had done her homework. She trusted the data, trusted herself, and sold the idea of perfect conditions to a family that desperately wanted something to go right. That confidence is very Mandy, smart, capable, and used to being the person who knows what's going on. But when the forecast falls apart, it exposes the risk that comes with being the family's unofficial authority figure. The Coopers don't just rely on Mandy for information, they rely on her certainty. When she says the weather will be fine, it becomes a promise, not a prediction. So when the skies open up, plans collapse, and everything turns miserable, the disappointment hits harder than it would have if no one had set expectations so high. The vacation doesn't just fail, it betrays the hope everyone attached to it. Georgie's reaction is especially telling. He doesn't explode or assign blame outright, but you can feel the tension simmering beneath his attempts to stay calm. For Georgie, this trip wasn't just a getaway. It was proof that he could provide something good for his family, that all the stress and sacrifice meant something. When the vacation goes sideways, it taps into his deeper fear that no matter how hard he works, things will still fall apart. Mandy's wrong forecast becomes symbolic of that anxiety. What makes the situation sting even more is that the Cooper family rarely gets these chances. Vacations aren't routine for them. They're events, carefully planned, financially justified, emotionally loaded. Every inconvenience feels amplified because there's an unspoken understanding that this might be the only break they get for a long time. Bad weather doesn't just ruin a day. It feels like wasted opportunity, wasted money, and wasted hope. The show smartly avoids turning this into a loud argument. Instead, the frustration manifests in small moments, passive comments, awkward silences, plans being hastily adjusted, and that heavy feeling of everyone being stuck together with nowhere to go. Those moments feel painfully real. Anyone who's ever been on a family trip gone wrong recognizes that particular brand of tension, where no one wants to say anything, but everyone is thinking it. Mandy, meanwhile, internalizes the failure almost immediately. She doesn't deflect responsibility or joke it away. You can see the guilt settle in as she realizes how much everyone trusted her call. This is where the false weathercast becomes more than a plot device. It highlights Mandy's ongoing struggle with control. She wants to be dependable, competent, and respected, especially as a wife and mother. When something she confidently predicted collapses, it feels like a personal failure rather than a simple mistake. The rest of the Cooper family reacts in their own familiar ways. Some try to salvage the situation with forced optimism. Others retreat into irritation or sarcasm. No one is at their best, and that's the point. The vacation strips away distractions and leaves everyone face-to-face with each other's stress, expectations, and flaws. Bad weather becomes the excuse, but the real discomfort comes from being unable to escape unresolved tension. What's clever about this storyline is how it mirrors the broader themes of Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. The show constantly explores how good intentions don't always lead to good outcomes. Mandy didn't lie. She misjudged. Georgie didn't fail to plan. He failed to anticipate chaos. The family didn't do anything wrong. Life simply didn't cooperate. That's adulthood in a nutshell, and the vacation becomes a microcosm of that reality. The false forecast also subtly reinforces the idea that control is an illusion. Mandy works in a field built around prediction and presentation. She's used to patterns, probabilities, and prepared statements. But nature doesn't care about confidence or preparation, just like life doesn't care how badly you need a win. That realization lingers long after the rain stops. By the end of the trip, it's clear the Cooper family didn't get the vacation they wanted, but they got something arguably more honest. They were forced to sit with disappointment together. No distractions, no easy fixes, just shared frustration and the quiet understanding that they'll have to laugh about it later, even if it doesn't feel funny now. The rough vacation also deepens Georgie and Mandy's dynamic. It reminds them that marriage isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about surviving them without letting resentment take root. Mandy's wrong forecast could have become a wedge, but instead it becomes another shared failure they carry together. That doesn't make it painless, but it makes it real. In the end, the Cooper family's disastrous vacation works because it doesn't rely on exaggerated comedy or over-the-top conflict. It's grounded in something painfully relatable: the letdown of expectations. Mandy's false weathercast isn't the villain, hope is. And when that hope gets washed away, what's left is the messy, uncomfortable, very human process of dealing with it as a family. It's not the vacation they'll remember fondly, but it's one that perfectly captures what Georgie and Mandy's first marriage does best: finding truth in small disasters and showing how even the worst trips can reveal who people really are when the forecast goes wrong.